straight from the kick-off. Torquay couldn't have asked for a better start to the half. As Richardson ghosted his way through, he picked out Neville Roach, and Roach was there to get his first Torquay goal. Here's Rogers. Freestone pulls onto the edge of McNeil. It's going to fall for Greg Rioch. It's a smashing goal, but I fear it's only a consolation at the death. It's Torquay 2, Shrewsbury 1. Well, as Rogers' ball came over, Freestone got the touch on, and then it dropped for Greg Rioch, who really did bury it.
In patches, we're getting better. I certainly thought the second half, the first 15 minutes, 20 minutes of the second half, we did get it together. We put the ball in the right areas, we turned them, we got in behind them and really hurt them. The funny thing is, the second goal I didn't see. I was on the way out of the tunnel when I heard the roar, and obviously we put the ball in the back of the net to make it 2-0. But no, the one thing I've had is at the moment is that we're quite resilient. We're quite hard to break down, and that's been probably the backbone. We've sorted that out. We're quite solid at the back.
Good result for Torquay. Great news for Argyle fans, up above Luton again after that 2-1 win against Bristol Rovers this afternoon. Top of the league with 34 points. Well, Dave, good to see your old side Torquay doing quite well.
Yes, I always look around for these sides, and it takes me back to Bristol Rovers in the FA Cup about 10 years ago, and we beat Bristol Rovers as well. And Jerry Francis was doing the same tactics then. But it's lovely to see, and I think Rob McFarlane needs a bit of time. And I think he's beginning to change it around.
And what about Exeter City?
We could have scored 4 or 5.
Final stop is Scotland, where Torquay United lost 2-0 to promotion-chasing Rochdale. They kept a clean sheet in the first half, but it all went wrong straight after the break, when teenage sensation Kevin Townsend broke the deadlock. Premiership and First Division clubs are said to be looking at Townsend, and with such clinical finishing, it's easy to see why.
We've got no bites up front at the moment, and that's where it's not happening for us. We're not challenging for balls. We're putting balls in their 18-yard box, and I can never see a yellow shirt trying to get on the end of it.
And that's how the third division table looks tonight. It's great reading if you're a Plymouth Argyle fan. The Pilgrims are 3 points clear at the top. Torquay United are down in 12th position with 21 points from their 17 games. Exeter are in the bottom half of the table, but only just. The Grecians have moved up into 16th place, and they're not that far away from the playoff positions. And stroll down memory lane. Well, there's been some truly great managers over the years, and perhaps one of the greatest was Herbert Chapman. Between the World Wars, he helped turn Huddersfield Town and Arsenal into major forces in the game. Both sides went on to win the First Division, as it was then known, 3 times during that period. This afternoon, we catch up with a West Country man who played under Chapman and won 2 First Division championships in the process. If you met Ralph Burkett, you probably wouldn't realise he was 88, and you certainly wouldn't realise what he's achieved in a remarkable footballing career. Ralph, who now lives in Brixham, has plenty of fond memories of Plainmoor. After all, that's where he first played for Torquay at outside right 71 years ago.
That's when he made his debut for Torquay in 1930.
So it's your fault we're in the third division?
I did my best. It wasn't good enough.
Ralph left Torquay to play for an Arsenal side managed by the legendary Herbert Chapman. While he was at Highbury, he won 2 First Division championships.
Of course, he had the money, more so than any other club, I suppose. But he certainly, the Arsenal before he came were just an ordinary side, and he made them into the best.
In March 1935, he was transferred from Arsenal to Middlesbrough for what was then regarded a substantial fee, £5,900. While he was at Ayresome Park, he made his England debut against Ireland. He also came very close to making a second England appearance.
The next match was against Germany, which was to be played in about a month after in midweek on a Wednesday at White Hart Lane, Tottenham's ground. I was picked for that, and on the Saturday we played our league match against Manchester City, I think, and I pulled a muscle, so I had to cry off, and Stan Matthews took the place. That was that.
Well, Ralph, did you have a boot room like this then when you were playing?
No, I haven't seen. No, we certainly didn't.
You see all the boots over there as well.
Good Lord, yeah.
Ralph was playing for Newcastle when the Second World War broke out. He spent the war years as a PT instructor and played during that time for a British Army side packed with internationals. When the war came to an end, he was 32 and decided his playing days were over. He's no regrets. His only disappointment is that football equipment wasn't a lot better in his day.
Two of the big changes are the weight of the ball, which is the first thing, and then the football boots, or whatever they call them, they wear now, much lighter than we wore, with the solid toes and thick leather. Makes them much quicker on their feet. But to me, the main difference is the ball.
Because of his age, Ralph can't get to as many matches as he'd like these days, but he's always pleased to talk about the game and what great memories he has to talk about. 88 and I still think he could play a bit.
They would do a little bit better. I mean, when they played Tottenham in the Cup, I thought they played extremely well, and I thought they'd go on from there, but they seem to have hit a very difficult patch. I think when you make a lot of changes in a team, sometimes it does take time for the team to settle down, and I think they need to settle down pretty quickly, otherwise they get themselves into the relegation battle again.
And just take us back to that day in early May, up at Barnet, the game that you needed to win to stay in the league. You came in, caretaker manager, and you did a job for Torquay, didn't you?
Yes, I mean, I came down to do the job to try and keep them in the league, and thankfully it all worked out well for us. But the last game of the season was obviously a very, very important game for the football club, and you know, it was brilliant to be in charge, and the players thoroughly deserved to get the win.
So the equation was simple. Whoever lost this game would go out of the league. The draw suited you, of course. I bet you couldn't believe it when you went 3-0 up in the first half. We've seen that goal from Reece, from Kevin Hill, and there's just many talking points, weren't there?
Yes, I mean, we set our stall out to go to Barnet to win the football match, not to get a draw or try to get a draw. We set the team out in a positive way. We worked on many things in training. We were very, very well prepared. And we've just seen Stuart Jones make a great save there from a penalty, and I chose to play him, and he'd not played since Christmas, so it was a wonderful
So everything
day.
in the first half was going your way. Second half, it wasn't quite the same, was it?
Well, we knew that they would come at us. You know, they had nothing to lose, really. And
own goal there from Ryan Green.
Ryan Green, yeah, and that put a little bit of pressure on us, but they still had to score 2 goals, and I was pretty confident in the team that we could survive any onslaught, really.
1 or 2 thoughts that there was a foul on the keeper there. But,
yeah, that was a foul, but we didn't lose our concentration, we didn't panic, we kept to a team plan, and over the 90 minutes we thoroughly deserved to win.
And looking at your reaction on the final whistle, Colin, which will come up, there it is, look, you can see just how much it meant to stay in the league.
Yeah, it was great for the football club, as I said just now, but the fans and Mike Bateson in particular, who'd gone through a lot of pressure during the season, and when I came down, I tried to take the pressure off everyone at the football club and put it on myself.
So
really.
What is your relationship with Mike Bateson now? Because a lot of talk about why you didn't take the job full-time in the summer.
Well, I mean, my decision was not to take the job. In the end, I did ask for a few more days to make a decision, but unfortunately I wasn't granted that. But you know, that's water under the bridge now. I'm not too bothered. One of the other reasons I didn't take the job is when I came down, I spoke to Wes Saunders, who was the manager, and I had a private conversation with him, and to a degree I assured him that I wouldn't take the job if anything bad happened to him. So that was another factor in it.
And you wish him well for the future, obviously.
Very much so, yeah.